like and subscribe. What is a subtle sign that someone is not a good person? Nothing is ever their fault. They somehow find a way to blame someone or something else in every possible situation. Always a victim. They only care about you when they need something from you. If they never take responsibility for anything. When they flip every criticism back on you. Doesn't put their litter in a bin, just drops it on the ground. They're a bit too comfy talking about other people. Everyone does it sometimes, but if that's the one thing they talk about, they are probably not a great person. Semicolon. Edit. Thanks for the silver. First award ever. Everyone needs to complain about assholes sometimes, but when they do it everywhere about everyone, then that's a huge red flag. Have a wonderful day, my friends. Watch them treat someone under them. Look to see if they treat someone under their authority with respect and compassion, or if they treat them like a dictator. They come to you every day with an issue they're having, but you're not allowed to express your problems. Had a friend like this. Every day was something with her, and no one in our group was allowed to express our issues in our lives. The amount of emotional dumping that girl did was crazy, and I had to tiptoe around her so I wouldn't cause an outburst. We all did. You could say anything, and she'd be threatening to not be friends and commit suicide. There's a reason why I cut contact and refuse to even look in her direction whenever I see her. Edit. Since people are asking, I censored suicide because I wasn't sure if my post would get removed or a bot would come and tell me to censor it. Please stop asking why I did it. I didn't want to unintentionally upset anybody. When someone says that all of their exes were crazy, or when someone is never at fault, in every situation, they're always the victim, or never to blame, blah blah. When people can't recognize their fault, basically lol. When they say they're a good person, especially repeatedly, a real good person has nothing to prove. The constant I am a good person declarations. Edit. I am not talking about anyone who says it to themselves as a mental health exercise. Etc. Etc. Whoa, thanks for the upvotes. Someone who has no ability to be introspective. Their world is them, not everyone. They can never see the big picture and their part in it. The world is their small picture and everyone else has a part in it. Not being nice to animals, and being an asshole to waiters. If they are always complaining about other people, at some point you have to realize that the common denominator is probably the problem. Makes jokes about their friend, or tells other people stuff that's private their friends told them whilst the friend is worth them all without. They make everything about them, and talk over people. Most people are not 100% good or bad. Trust your instincts. If you have this feeling that something is off, keep your distance and take your time to observe and figure out what makes you feel this way. How is the person interacting with others? How does she talks about her friends? At her vertical bar. I personally believe that anyone who constantly posts and talks non-stop about their good deeds on social media aren't actually good people. They're just doing it for the attention. The state of the bathroom after they use it. They have a bunch of unmarked graves in their backyard. A good person would mark them all. You leave every interaction with them feeling worse than when you arrived. Condescending phrasing. It's very difficult to type out exact examples, but if the conversation always feels overbearing, but you can't place it, they are manipulating you to be a subordinate to their desires. For example, only doing things at their most convenience, or when they desire. This is a very distinctive feature of time management who want power. I'm not referring to things like getting around to something when they are busy. I'm talking about things like coming to them with an issue or your performance, and they dismiss you by saying they'll initiate the interaction later, or in a preferred location, where they have more control of the situation. Like when you respectful critique a suggestion at an appropriate time, and they shut down the discussion to prevent themselves looking foolish, and initiate the convo later alone with you instead of in front of others. This often leads to them claiming your idea as their own, so be wary of such behavior when not appropriate, such as a private issue or something. Treat perceived submissives poorly, animals, servers, clerks etc. When they are always the victim in their stories. They start a land war in Asia. Me realizing that I do some of these things. Wait, did I just somehow make this about myself? Tell people on Reddit don't understand the term subtle. They have nothing good to say about anything or anyone. They are holding a gun at your head and asking for all your money. Encourage donations, you mean? They litter. People who gossip to you about others. Guess what that means? I am very interesting. How they react when you try to set a boundary. I don't like getting hit playfully, like when someone slaps your back to say hi, or they just kind of hit you like jokingly. And I tell people that when they do it, most are like okay and stop. But a girl I liked slapped my back to get my attention. I told her nicely that I don't like that, and she immediately started downplaying and calling me names and like bro, it's not hard, just don't hit me. They don't return shopping carts. Just leave them in the parking lot. I don't mean busy single mom with screaming kids. Although they are probably returning their cards anyway. How they act in traffic, or how they treat the serving staff. I'm pretty forgiving of people cussing others out in traffic. When they start driving aggressively, tailgating, cutting people off, seeking revenge. Yikes. I'm at my absolute worst in traffic. I'm almost always overly pleasant to serving staff. When they constantly makes jokes that are more like jabs at you. But if you call them out they say, I was just joking, don't be so serious. Absolute person. 10/10 do not recommend. They exploit others. They manipulate others into serving them, and advancing their goals to the ultimate detriment of those other people. When they don't admit it, when they are wrong. They only care about issues once they affected them personally. Total lack of empathy. How they treat children and animals. It's perfectly fine to not want kids / not enjoy being around them, and the same goes for animals. But some people go out of their way to be needlessly cruel to kids and animals, and that is never a good look. Inability to apologize or see their part in conflict. It's not their fault, and if it is, they didn't mean it, and if they did, it's your fault. People like this are emotionally stunted. Arguing with them, or attempting to get them to see their wrongs is an exercise in futility. They are often highly charismatic individuals who will make you feel like the greatest person ever, until you do something they don't like. Then you are, and have always been, horrible. They gaslight and engage heavily in character assassination with such ease that you will feel insane. You will feel like you're at fault before you're even aware of the manipulation. If you happen to wise up and attempt to leave, they'll love bomb a full 180 in a second, making you believe your version of events are flawed. Early warning signs are premature devotion and exclamations of love and loyalty, followed by an insidious effort to dismantle self-worth to facilitate dependence. They then use this to control the relationship for their benefit. The worst part is, this makes them happy, and a happy narc is bad news for those who need to extract themselves from the situation, because they are so sweet and loving. That is until you do anything they disapprove of, the whole cycle begins anew. Avoid these people like the plague. You've been visited by the ghost of a very important man. Pay your respects by liking and subscribing, and he'll grant you 3 weeks of good luck.